No sex, right? No sex, right? Fuck sex. Sex is for losers.
Hey,
You agree?
Hey, how you going, man?
What do you want to tell the people?
When you become very social, you become the media.
Hey, there you go.
This guy fucks.
Braydon.
Pear Charlotte. Rachel.
I think Trump's the biggest showbiz.
Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Ivan.
Tarek, nice to meet you, mate.
This is Papa Squat podcast where we just set up anywhere we want. We just talk about whatever. Today we want to talk about social media.
Yeah, right.
You know, everyone's on social media. You have one.
I do.
What do you have, man?
Just Instagram.
Instagram. So, do you think overall Instagram or social media in general, do you think it's a positive thing or a negative thing for you, for society?
It depends how you look at it, bro. Straight out, and how you use it. It's great for businesses.
Yeah.
Personal aspects, probably not. A lot of people expose themselves a bit too much.
Why do you only have Instagram?
What else do I need?
Well, I mean,
LinkedIn?
I don't know, bro. Twitter's just like people's opinions. Yeah. Facebook's a bit outdated.
yeah.
Like your mum and dad kind of use Facebook. That's sort
Yeah,
of.
bro. Yeah. TikTok's fucking kids.
That's very true.
Are you a big poster on Instagram or more just scrolling? Just checking what's on the feed?
Bro, I go through stages of archiving shit and then unarchiving shit.
Yeah.
And
Do you get post breakup and shit? We all do that. As well.
no, none of that. No.
I just mean, this is kind of lame now. I don't want to.
Yeah. I think it's the split personality shit. I'm like, oh, that's good that day, but then the next day I'm like, nah, fuck, it's pretty shit.
So you said personally it can be a negative thing. So what kind of aspects do you think make it negative?
Well, I mean, it's social media, so it's everyone's opinion, right?
Yeah.
So you have say I'll give you an example. You're in a relationship, yeah. You have 20 million people on social media, all giving you their opinion on how relationships should work or what's expected of an individual or how society sees you. Bro, 15 years ago, people didn't really care what they looked like. Now everyone's dressing up or dressing down. It's just
Doing it for the gram.
doing it for the gram, bro. Yeah, I used to stunt, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't get you anywhere. There's no benefit to you personally to have an Instagram to flex your shit. Unless you're a 10 and you're getting flown out to Dubai to hang out with some rich fools, what are you doing it for?
I mean, you got the Gucci hat. You probably not for the gram, but because you like it. It looks cool.
Bro, I wanted Gucci since I saw Juicy drop from Notorious B.I.G. I was like,
That's it, babe. So you said for some people it's all about comparison and all that. And do you think, and people's opinions, too many opinions going on? Do you think social media has kind of lowered the value of opinion? Do you think every idiot's got an opinion now, can talk about anything, and it can kind of mislead people, right? It can kind of send them down the wrong path and wrong advice and all that.
yeah, bro. Religion, politics, social status, fashion, love life. You can't just have your own sort of circle of shit going on without someone else telling you something else. I was watching, I was going through my reels the other day. It was a little meme, and it was she hasn't texted you back in hours, and then the next scene was she's for the streets. It just feeds you negativity. Yeah. It's really hard to find positive shit on Instagram that sort of elevates you as an individual.
Your attitude, like my shoes, very expensive, but always under my feet.
Do you reckon that's it's the corporations to blame for that? The people who own Instagram, Facebook, and that's the way they've designed the app? Or do you think that's more human
Your
nature?
responsibility.
Yeah, well, Meta and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, 100%.
The algorithms, right?
Yeah, bro, also tone down the population. Divide and conquer, right? You divide the populace, you can conquer them a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, bro. So if you have a platform and you're influential, you got let's say you got 3 million people following you and they adore you and they're your fans. Whatever you say, they're going to take that into consideration, and either they've taken it literal or they translate it themselves. Like 2 years ago when they all stormed the Capitol building in the States. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's one individual that had so much influence and power telling a bunch of fucking idiots to go do something, and then those fucking idiots went and did something.
It just shows you the power of how easy ideas can spread on social media. But that can be a good thing too, right? So, look at Iran right now. Injustices are going on there, and then people can find out about it. The world is not shut off from it. And you got Donald Trump.
Iranian government that shuts down the whole internet, and then people can't.
They lose that power.
They lose that power, yeah.
You could also argue that it's a big force for good, though. I mean, if you think about Greta Thunberg, right? It's hard to imagine that she could ever had the pull that she has
She was
currently.
planted by someone to,
Oh, you reckon?
again,
You reckon?
divide. Yeah, 100%. Bro, you got religion, you got politics, you got sport, you got climate change, you got gay marriage, you got all these things that divide the populace. And the only way you can like herd the sheep, bro, is if you divide them. It's a lot easier to have like two sides of the story and then like get them to fight each other.
But don't you think that's human nature to have different opinions? And people are always going to argue, for all time. Right?
100%. Yeah, of course there's always going to be different opinions. But when it's so exposed to you at such an easy access and at such an easy level, it's like, how can you think for yourself?
I think the problem there is the algorithm then, right? It's because whatever opinion you want to see, that's what you're going to get given more of, because that means you're going to use the app more and you're going to see more ads, right? So I think those guys that make these algorithms, they're the most powerful people on earth because they control what you see and therefore what you think, right?
Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. It's a good
Are
point.
you a big conspirity theorist?
Oh, bro, when I was a teenager.
Did
Seven
George
Day
Bush
Theory.
really do
Yeah,
9/11?
bro.
Don't get me started.
It's all the same shit, man.
Lights up another scene.
Yeah, so we're here for that long, are we? Like, yeah, no, man. It's like, I don't know, bro. Social media, I feel like it's cancer. Like, there's so much temptation. You know, you see other people doing well, and then you have this expectation that you should be in that position yourself.
Compare yourself.
Yeah, you compare yourself. I feel like when the internet was created, it was created for a really good cause to like sort of get people from all these different places connected.
It's way more pure.
Yeah, but then social media came out, like Bebo and shit. Remember Bebo, MySpace?
Are you my top 5?
Sorry?
You my top 5 on Bieber?
Yeah, bro, Bebo was the best. You could like have like theme music on your profile. But yeah, how long you guys been doing this?
A month.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I know
we
we're
just started.
contributing to that social media thing, but
Yeah, but I mean, if you're speaking relatively like decent conversation, if you're not just like feeding into the bullshit, that's sweet.
yeah, because a lot of these guys that do this sort of thing, interviews and stuff, they're like, bro, what's your body count, bro? Like, oh, how many? You know,
I couldn't tell you, bro. Straight out.
so, anyways, now that I got you, what is your body count?
2.
Amen, respect.
Yeah, don't tell the missus, bro. She won't like the other one.
You mentioned that, a lot of negative things about social media, and I completely agree. But I think there's also things like, it's good for education, it's good for connecting people, like-minded people to come together. It's like new industries and ways to make money that we couldn't before. And it's good for people that can't, communicate in regular ways. Like in real life, they can communicate online. And they can kind of be different people.
But that's just detaching themselves even more from the real world.
What about if you strip it back to the level of just you live overseas and you want to talk to your family just on WhatsApp? That's still
Skype.
social media, right?
Skype. Oh, not really, bro. What are you posting on WhatsApp that other people are going to see? That's more of like a messenger system.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you got Skype, you can video call on Skype, you can FaceTime, you can do all these things. Like, technology's mad, but like there's certain aspects. Like, bro, I read this thing in China, and like TikTok for kids under the age of 17 or something in China. All their algorithms is about like science, educational, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, bro, I can,
Here is thoughts.
if I had TikTok right now, I'd bet you guys $50 each that if like I'll scroll 3 times, it'd be some stupid dance, or like something completely irrelevant to what is like real. And like people are chasing for that clout, you know what I mean? Like they'd rather make themselves look like complete fools for a like, and it doesn't make sense to me personally. Like, this is all personal as well, guys.
Oh, of course, person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point of the podcast. We want to get different views, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like podcasts. Podcasts are great because if you have like a subject to talk about, as you said, you get different opinions.
You give yourself the time and space to talk about it. It's not like a 10-second video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like, as I said, some crazy viral dance. Like, bro, like, what's that Charlie D'Amelio chick? She's worth like, what, like 20 million now just from like doing dances? Like, respect the hustle, 100%.
Get that bag.
Get that bag. But then, like, what, she had like a mental breakdown the other day because like her TikTok got like deactivated and she freaked out. And it's like,
I'd probably have a mental breakdown if I was her and it got deactivated
yeah,
as well.
but if you're already sitting on $20 million, why the fuck does it matter?
I guess money's not
there you
everything
go,
once you
there
get
you
there, right?
Then why should she keep going?
She's got expectations, she's got people up her neck, they want their money too, they want their cut.
System, yeah, fair enough, bro. Yeah.
So do you feel some type of way yourself about social media? Do you think you use it too much? Do you want to cut down? Or
Yes and no. Like, as I said, bro, social media on a business platform is great. Like, for my business, Sneakers by Sydney, follow us, we clean your kicks.
shout out.
Shout out. But like for a personal aspect, it's more just distracting. I could have been on my phone just then walking past, staring at my screen, not seeing what's going on here. But
they're designed like that, though. They want to keep
Yeah.
you in these impulse loops. You want to keep scrolling. You want to keep pulling the refresh.
yeah, it's whack, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I personally don't get it. Like, I come from a generation where we saw the progression of technology, like, just excel over a period of 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, coming from video games to where we're at now, or from Bebo to Instagram, like, it's just completely excelled. And it's
How old are you, by the way?
29.
I'm 27, so we're not too far off.
No, yeah, so you get it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, my first television growing up, it was black and white.
Really?
Yeah, bro, like, we still had an old TV, and now it's like you can get, like, paper-thin fucking LED screens everywhere. It's crazy, bro.
Dude, that kind of raises a good point. Like, what do you remember about the times before social media? Do you think life was better? Do you think?
Bro, I remember sitting in Hyde Park on, like, copious amounts of substances or, like, getting drunk and, like, telling my mom I'm at some kid's house, but I'm dead drunk on a goon sack, like, living life. That's how I feel. Like, bro, I see my nieces and stuff. They're like the age of from 6 to 13, and like they'll throw straight out tantrums if they don't get their screen.
iPad babies.
Yeah, it wigs me out. Like, it absolutely trips me out, because when I was at that age, man, like, I had rules. I gotta be home when the street lights come on. You know what I mean? Like, we used to have, like, all the kids in the one street, like, run around and, like, play hide and seek and stuff like that. Like, we actually interacted with each other. And it goes back to what you said, how it's good for how when people are socially awkward, it's a good way of a form of communication or learning stuff, but it detaches you from the real world.
Yeah, it opens up the world to those guys, but yeah, at the same time, you can get into a hole and it kind of changes what the actual world is to you. You have this false sense of what is ideal way to live life. You know, you got to look this way, you got to dress this way, you got to go to these places.
Like, humans are creatures of comfort, bro, and if you're going to make their life even more comfy, why are they going to leave their house?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like people like just do things now? It's kind of like a sickness. So like, yeah, I'm gonna go on this holiday, and they're already thinking about how I'm gonna make a post about it. They're already thinking about how I'm going to this event, and they're recording the the artist the whole time on their phone just so they can make so people know that they're there.
Bro, that irks me. Whenever I go out to like a festival or a music festival and 98% of the crowd has their phone out, and I'm like, but it's happening there.
I'm
Like,
never gonna watch that video again.
you know, the quality of the video is gonna be trash, bro.
So shit.
Like, the audio will be shit. Like, you probably that off your head that like you didn't even like get a good recording. Like, I never understood that as well. It's like, I don't need to tell people where I'm at. I don't need to update people. I don't feel like people give a shit what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
People think they do, but in reality, no one really cares. Are you worried about the privacy aspect as well?
yeah,
Your information might come out later, 10 years down the line. You never know how they're gonna use your data.
those dick pics are gonna be flying.
Ooh, baby.
Famous, bro. But yeah, no, it's,
Wait, are you Two-Tone Malone, bro? Are you that guy? I know I didn't recognize you, bro.
Two-Tone Malone. No, that's
a throwback, bro.
yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like the world's a really beautiful place, and we live in such a beautiful city. We're fortunate enough to be here. You know what I mean? And like, I just see kids these days too worried about how they look instead of how to live.
Is there anything you'd change? Let's say you owned Instagram for a day. Any rules? Anything you'd change about the product?
Nah, bro. Honestly,
Just leave
because
it?
yeah, bro. Because like,
It's someone else's problem, right?
yeah, bro. It's a huge cog in the machine that's just gonna keep on rolling regardless of what you do.
So in saying that, do you think it's we should take more accountability personally for whether we get addicted? Because you can get addicted to drugs, gambling, all these other things, but we don't blame those companies. We blame ourselves often.
Yeah, you say that, but then you got the drug, like the war on drugs. You get like gambling. Gambling's a wild one. I get that, but yeah, I mean, addiction's addiction, isn't it? I feel like there's funner things to be addicted to than a phone screen or.
You don't even think of it as
It's
addiction.
a
It's just
normalized
part of life.
addiction. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Would you call it a gateway drug for actual drugs? Because I mean, like, kids are getting exposed to party scenes or to like vaping or like smoking weed and shit like that because it's accessible, bro. All you gotta do is like write a few words and it's there, like it's there. And then you got pornography. What do you guys reckon pornography?
What's that? Two-Tone, please tell.
It's a form of expression and art, apparently.
I think it's interchangeable. Like, yeah, swap out the word pornography for social media, swap that out for gambling, swap it out for fast food.
Drinking.
It's all the same thing.
It's all
and
the same shit.
All of the people controlling these industries, despite how heavily regulated they are, they're still going to manipulate human psychology to get the most out of their products to manipulate you, right? So,
yeah. Divide
yeah.
and conquer, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is. The Roman Empire, every Sunday they'd open up the Colosseum and they'd get a bunch of like Catholics in there and they'd kill them with lions and stuff. But while that was happening, all the Caesars and all the lawmakers would be making law. They'd be dictating new laws and new ways to govern the people while distracting the people.
Yeah, right.
So instead of like shit happening once a week now, it's happening daily. Like, did you know it's illegal to protest in Australia? How
Did not know
can it
that.
be illegal to protest. How can it be illegal for you to voice your concerns about how the world's changing, but you have to literally like ask the government if you can protest?
Hey, this sounds like protesting, man.
Sorry?
It sounds like you're protesting right now, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Gonna call the popo on you real quick.
I see. Sorry.
Watch your back. Watch your back. We're going back to social media real quick. Do you think the future is gonna get worse, better? Do you think we're gonna have like a realization like we did with, say, smoking or other things, or that? Oh, it's actually not good for you.
You never know realization with smoking. We're all vaping now.
Yeah, no, I don't. I genuinely don't think that. Like, it's sort of snowball effect now. How are you going to stop it?
Sorry, too far gone, too much money involved.
Yeah, bro. People like kill themselves over their social media presence, man. You know what I mean? Like, either it's like physically or like mentally. They fuck themselves.
Do you think cyberbullying is real? As a 29-year-old, do you think, back in our day, bro, just turn it off, bro. Just go outside.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Now you can't escape it.
what? Because it's such a necessity now. You know what I mean? You could life 10 years ago without needing a mobile phone. You know what I mean? You could do that.
People have that FOMO now. They feel iced out if they're not part of it. They're gonna miss out.
Yeah, 100%. And you can't do that anymore. Like I need my phone to do my banking, pay my bills, use an alarm, check my train timetable. Like, it's all there. So social media just entwines in that because, like, if you're on your phone, you may as well entertain yourself, right?
Have you ever done like detox from your phone or anything like that?
I literally couldn't, bro. I literally, like, not because I don't want to. Yeah, bro, because my whole aspect of...
Put food on the table with your phone.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I got to reply to my Instagram messages from my customers. I've got to call my boss. I've got to do various things just with this little thing here. But in saying that, I have gone like 2 months without a phone, probably like 3 years ago. It was humbling. It's
Detox
great.
cleanse.
Oh, just my phone broke and I couldn't
Oh,
bother
okay.
getting a new one,
Involuntary.
bro. Yeah, involuntary. Yeah, like rehab, bro.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hey, what's your Instagram again?
Sneakers Bar Sydney or...
Sneakers Bar Sydney?
Yeah, I'll follow you guys.
All right, Papa Squat Podcast.
Appreciate it,
brother.
Braydon. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You too, bro. Hey, we got the cops on us, so
Oh, the
we better
police
make this
are
quick.
here. It's technically not legal, so.
Okay.
So yeah, we have here today
Pear Charlotte.
Pear Charlotte. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Papa Squat Podcast.
Welcome.
Basically, we just go anywhere we want. Papa Squat. I know you probably have
Hey.
some good squat technique. I know
Your friends are popping a
Asian
squat.
You know what I mean?
That's good form.
I mean, the one in the middle's got a bit sus technique. It's a little bit sus.
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
no,
better,
it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. It's good.
You gotta, like this, right? Yeah. All right. So today we just wanted to talk about social media in general. Everyone has it generally. I guess you guys have social media, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys have?
I have all the shebang: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat.
Be real.
Damn. You have LinkedIn?
I don't have BeReal or
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
yeah.
So not the whole shebang. All right. That's
Yeah.
okay.
We do. It's
What about you?
I just have Instagram.
Just Instagram. Okay. You're a normal human being. Okay, that's good. So yeah, do you think overall it's a positive thing? It's a negative thing? Social media as a concept. How do you feel about it?
Well, it just depends on the person and how you use it. Like, it's good for like connecting, making new friends, meeting new people. But then there are always like those people who like use it for like cyberbullying and like stalking. Sometimes what I like to do is rude. What I like to do is like add random people on Snapchat.
Are
and
you
then
sure
just
about that?
Send them like pickup lines.
Sounds dangerous, bro.
Yeah,
You
it's
do that?
fine. Yeah.
now still.
Yeah.
Does it
like,
work?
And then
Hey, do you want to meet up at Hyde Park?
no, like pickup lines, like
know.
what's cooking, good looking.
Yeah,
And then like some people, they're just like rude, and then they just like are so dry and like send like a ceiling snap back. But
You
then
got like a 41-year-old dude?
no, I usually like add people with like mutuals, so they seem like pretty fine. But then like sometimes there are like some pretty chill people who like send stuff back as well, and so I'm like, hey, you pass a vibe check.
The vibe check was passed. How do you feel about social media in your life?
Like I just use it for communication mostly, but definitely like self-control with social media is very difficult. But I don't know. I don't think it's that dangerous or bad as long as you like use it like correctly and like appropriately.
Do you think that some people can use it inappropriately though?
Yeah, like definitely like
Like adding
Like,
random people on Snap and asking what's
Okay,
cooking good
that,
looking.
That is like fine because like,
That's fine.
I think that's fine because I think it's like pretty funny.
No, it's actually pretty funny. I
Yeah.
think it's funny.
But at my school, like we used to allow phones at lunch, but then like some like younger years made like TikTok hate accounts and like were bullying like these other girls, and that was like not cool.
Oh, and there's also like teacher thirst traps that people make on TikTok, which is a little concerning. But
Female or male?
male usually.
Okay. Do you go to a girls' school?
Yeah. So yeah, but that's like when it's like not okay. When
The thirst traps are not okay.
no, like the bullying.
Oh, okay. The thirst traps are fine.
They're concerning. Maybe see a therapist. But like,
It's not the end of the world.
yeah, it's not the end of the world.
Do you think there should be any blame for these social media companies that design their, apps in such a way that are addictive, or do you think that's on you as a person?
I think it's on you. Like they're just trying to make a hustle. Like you can't blame them.
Don't act like they're trying to make $1,000 a week or something. They're billion-dollar companies.
There's like families that are trying to make money, so they're all getting money from making like social media companies. So like everyone's just trying to make money, and we can't really blame them.
No, that's a fair point. It's maybe not the fact that they're trying to make money. As a business, that's fine. It's more they're maybe exploiting human psychology. So on Instagram, for example, like we all want likes. We're trying to grow our page to get more likes and followers,
Yeah.
more visibility. Do you think that's...
Right before we
Pardon?
stalked it right before we came.
Oh, okay,
some
how we
clothes?
doing? How we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Sub 100 followers.
Pretty shit,
gang,
right?
let's go. I
uh,
expect to follow immediately after this interview.
yeah, of course. I'll expect to follow back.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like self-control mainly. Like I feel like when people make these apps, they hopefully have the best intention. Over time, like people start to use it differently.
What if I told you the like button was created by... have you guys seen what's the Facebook movie called?
Social network.
The Social Network. You guys seen that movie?
I haven't, but I've heard of it.
Justin Timberlake he acts as the ex-president of Facebook. He actually designed the like button, and he admitted after he left the company that it was designed to keep people checking Facebook, to come back to Facebook, to always stay on it. That way they'll maximize their profits.
There's a lot of science, a lot of
Yeah,
psychology
yeah.
to kind of get you. Because do you know how social media companies make money?
Not like directly.
Advertisements, right?
Yeah, ads, right? So they make money through you using the app, right? And you getting exposed to an ad and maybe clicking on it. So companies pay them. So it's in their interest as a social media company to get you on the app as long as possible to make sure you come back repeatedly, because that means you look at more ads and it means more money for them. So they design their apps in such a way that, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they design their apps in such a way that you keep going back and going back. So maybe there is a little bit of responsibility on those guys, because we're just monkey brains and they're using like the thousands of millions and billions of dollars and thousands of smart people. It's a hard fight to win.
Yeah, I guess, but like you choose what you want to look at and what ads. So you're fueling them to keep you.
Oh, you think the other side? It's our fault. We're the ones downloading the app, using the app.
Yeah, and also I think it's also like peer pressure, because like most of my friends they have Be Real and stuff, and then they want to see what their friends are doing, and they're like, oh, like I don't know, she's at a party, I need to
Go to a party as well.
go to a party and
Yeah.
Flex back.
show them I have a life, you know. So
Definitely people use it as like a communication platform, so it's hard to communicate with friends if you don't have certain social media platforms. Yeah, after all, it is you downloading it, but it's kind of a whole cycle, so everyone's just trying to get something from each other.
I see what you mean. Like you can feel definitely kind of isolated in society if you don't have one, and your friends are going out, you don't get invited to things, you don't get talked to as much if you don't have a social media. Of course, you guys would never experience this because you probably had social media basically your whole of your life. But as a couple of old farts over here, we remember what life was like prior to social media. It was a
better.
beautiful place. I was touching grass. I was looking at humans in the eyes. You know what I mean? I made genuine connections with human beings. I talked to women. No, I'm joking. And it was a beautiful time. But at the same time, it brings a lot of positives. Social media. So people can make money, you can communicate, you can learn. So do you think social media should continue as it is? Do you think it's going to get worse? Do you think we should regulate it? Do you think we should control what people say or how much we use it?
I don't know. I feel like social media is gonna evolve either way, if you use it or you don't. So yeah, I feel like you can't really just like, you know what, we're scrapping it, we're getting rid of it, because like, yeah, like what we were saying, like people rely on them for money, and then like people use it for like texting and all that. So it's like taking a really big part of our lives now, like for our generation, I guess. And then like it's like taking away an arm. Like we probably wouldn't be able to function without it, because like you guys are saying, you guys have grown up without social media. So if it was just like gone, you would know how to.
I'm thinking more from the perspective of like, you know, like smoking, right? So back in the day, lots of people smoked, like 30, 40 years ago. Then we realized that smoking is like terrible for you, of course. And so now there's campaigns and education. We smoke less and less. I mean, people still have the choice to smoke, but
I think like our generation, there's quite a lot of smoking and vaping, and so
Do you guys vape?
in the girls' toilets, you know?
and they almost like advertise vaping as a safer like alternative to smoking, which I think is really wrong on like younger people.
You said that into the camera. Vaping is wrong.
Vaping is wrong.
Are you guys
Do not
vapers?
vape. No.
What about your
Have
friends?
you tried it?
Never tried it. Probably.
Did you hear that, mom and dad? She's never tried it.
We're Asian, so Asian parents could not handle that.
How long has vape been around? Because I feel like.
This guy's the expert. So how long has vaping been around?
No, it's been around for a long time. Do you guys remember the? Well, I don't know if you remember. I
think he's got one in his pocket right
now. No, I don't. I quit. It's
Last
2023. New year, new me. But
Right.
vaping used to be in those big, massive chambers, and you smoke the liquid
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you
I've
do
seen
the
that,
cool
yeah.
vape tricks.
But,
Yeah.
like it's become popular quite recently.
Yeah.
That's also kind of to tie back to social media. Like, social media has glamorized many things, right? And people get to see, you know, the way that other people are living life, and that's the right way to live it. Oh, people vaping, or people, you know, everyone looks like models. Everyone's really thin or has a big butt or whatever, you know. That has a negative influence. I know it's your choice to look at it, but sometimes it's subconscious. You know, sometimes you check your phone without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. Like, yeah, I feel like that people posting it, they are manipulating that to get the likes. And like, so I guess other people will feel like jealous, maybe. Like, definitely like the younger generation of like our generation will look at that, because they're always on their phones now. Like my little sister, she's like always on her phone.
What is she looking at?
Pardon?
What is she looking at?
Baby Shark.
Just TikTok. So
How old is she?
12.
12. I guess that's a normal age to start out on TikTok these days. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like YouTube Kids and stuff like that, to get so much like social media and like technology has like the age to start like on technology has definitely decreased. Like so much more younger people using it, and it's kind of quite disturbing. So I think it will definitely, like, as social media evolves, like the age that people start using technology will be like younger and younger and younger, and I think that is really unhealthy and wrong.
Because I feel like parents now, they're always working, so they're just like, oh, give the kid an iPad, like, just to.
Do you reckon you guys will do that?
Pardon?
Do you guys reckon you guys would do that when you guys grow up? It's an
It
easy out, right?
is an easy out, but
It's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to be the best parent ever. I'm going to be there all the time.
yeah, I hope my future self won't do that.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I feel like younger, like the younger years will fly by. So when, like, I'm only like 15.
Hold on to it.
So, like, I want to spend as much time with my future kid as possible before they fly to high school.
Just like you.
Yeah, so
Not vaping, hopefully.
not vaping.
All right, guys. I think
Very good. Very
we have
good.
a lot of content, little sound bites. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thank
Appreciate it. All right, have a great day, guys. Thanks for stopping by. All right, thanks for joining us. Papa Squat Podcast. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Rachel.
Rachel. I'm Ivan.
you. Tarek, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you guys.
So you're here for the ice cream, huh?
Yes, the March ice cream was literally sitting on the bench by itself.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Have
Do
you?
you want to try?
No, I've had it before. It's really good. Have you tried the Hokkaido cream one?
I don't think so.
That's the best one. You got to try that next time. Okay. Anyway, so today we're talking about social media.
Okay.
As you heard when we yelled at you on your chair.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
by
for
the way.
joining
That was
us.
nice.
Do you have social media? What do you use?
Instagram, TikTok, and I don't know, Spotify?
Is that Spotify social media?
I don't think so. Wait, no.
Spotify Unwrapped
Yes. Yeah,
You can have
and
friends.
then Be Real,
and LinkedIn.
and LinkedIn, and then WhatsApp, and then Facebook.
Do you think overall social media is a positive experience in your life, or is it a negative one?
I would say it's both.
How's it both?
Choose one.
Okay. If I if I had to choose one, I would probably choose positive.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, okay.
So I would say the downside of the social media is sometimes people can spread some hate crime. Let's say some racist
Yeah.
arguments, some really retard shit online. But the positive side is people can. The whole idea of the platform is for people to exchange their thoughts, to communicate. Let's say that we can find the same interest group. And then, I would say that's more of the, if you weight the water, I would say it's more positive.
So you said ideas can spread, and those can be bad ideas or those can be good ideas.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah.
So in saying that, that's why I guess it's a bit dangerous, right? Because you have some crazy people and
echo chambers.
And anyone can have an opinion, right?
Exactly, but I think people have their own judgments and their own opinion about how the values in their life, and then how they should, take things. How far should they take things? Let's say I really, really don't like it when people start to, spread the hate crime against some religions or some group of people. But I would just say they're just let's say brainwashed. People should have their own judgment over things. But I would say, the more dangerous part is about the teenagers when they cannot get their minds straight on things, so they would easily get influenced by people online. We like big breasts, or women are whore, or women can't lead, but sometimes it's just not true.
To the young kids or the younger generation that haven't fully formed their own ideas or personalities, they're influenced by the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should censor or control what people say on social media? Sometimes you can say hate crimes, hate speech. Do you think that people should be allowed to say that? Or do you think we should control what people say?
I would say maybe form some sort of filter. Let's say if there's a sensitive word, let's say ching chong.
Hey, yo.
Or the N word, let's say, sorry.
One's worse than the other because you
bad
can say
words,
one, you
bad
can't
words.
say the other.
Sorry, I would say that we can filter this out and then get some people to actually read this through. Let's say if it's very, very aggressive or some sort of very intense way.
Super duper racist.
Yeah, okay, sometimes things can get super racist. But maybe just get someone to helicopter, let's say when the sensitive contents start popping up.
But you can see how that could be a problem, right? So what if the person how can you trust the person that's doing the helicoptering, to check? And what if they are corrupted and they start deciding what you say? In actuality, it's not hate speech, but they say, no, that's hate speech. I don't want you to say that. And then they delete it.
Okay, then we don't let the people to monitor this. We let the AI program to monitor this.
I think that's what they do.
AI.
Let's say if the whole paragraph is 30 words and then 5 racist words or sensitive contents in it, and just immediately just ban it. Maybe if it's just one, or maybe we can just allow it, just to let them speak what it.
Humans program that AI too. They tell them what to study and what to learn and what to train on.
I don't. Okay, so I actually can code. I learned computer science in my uni, so it's actually not how it's worked. So.
I mean, how machine learning works?
Host just got schooled.
And they train on data sets and then.
Exactly. So I would say just let's say input some input in the program. Let's say the N word, ching chong. I can say that because I'm Asian.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then let's say some really dangerous words in there. And then if the content pop up 3 red flags, then just immediately ban it.
Well, what if a black person wants to say the N-word, and they're allowed to, but their post gets banned because the AI is trained?
Exactly.
Is the AI going to look at their skin color in the profile picture?
No, I don't think so. I think it's about the frequency how you use it. Let's say, as I said before, 30 words in a paragraph, five times over the words. I don't think he's supposed to use it. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use ching chong 5 times in my own language.
Unless you're doing a rap or something.
Yeah, I can't rap, but I won't.
You can code, but you can't rap.
What about we've done a few interviews. We've asked about the more general social media apps like Instagram, Facebook. Have you ever used any dating apps?
I've used Hinge, but that was a catfish profile.
Catfish? Why did you catfish someone?
Did you filter yourself?
Yeah, so I just wanted to look at the voice online, but I don't really want to expose myself in the.
You want to suss what the market's like.
You were incognito mode on Hinge.
Yeah, I was incognito, and I was just there to look at the guys and see what's going on.
Were you a white girl or were you an Asian girl?
I think I'm an Asian girl. I think I'm
on the app.
I am. I am full. I'm
Wait,
full
can we see the
Asian.
profile? Do you have the profile?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, I want to see this.
Yeah, Hinge, Bumble, but like I got banned on Bumble because I was using a fake account.
Oh,
They found out.
Like they found out and they was like, oh my god.
Ray Ray.
Ray Ray. Okay, so my name is Rachel and I said Ray Ray. So you can see like you can't really tell, right?
It looks
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
like
yeah.
you
It
do.
looks
That's-
exactly like me, but it's not me. It's just influencer on Instagram.
What's this trend in China with like shaving the jaw to be like a triangle?
Is that a thing? No, I think this is just a Photoshop. Yeah.
Okay.
Where'd you
Yeah,
get the
it's-
photos from?
Oh, Instagram. Like
Hot girl on Google.
go on the Google, like on my preference.
But is this the same girl in every photo? Or is it a different girl?
Same girl, exactly the
How did they catch you?
Sorry?
How did they catch you?
No, I caught them, not me, not the catch.
So we're actually MTV Catfish. You're live.
Oh, I feel very sad.
Police, move in, move in.
Oh my god, okay.
Have you ever had a relationship with someone from a social media, from like a Hinge or something?
Never ever.
I have had one, and to tell people every time when say, "Hey, how'd you meet?" and you're like, "We met on an app," and it's like the same story every time. It just doesn't sound so romantic, you know. Back in the day, your parents like, I met. Well, I was like walking in the park and I saw this beautiful woman, and I grabbed a bunch of roses from the bush and I went up to her. You know what I mean? They have cool stories, and I was like, "Yeah, I swiped on her because she had nice tits, bro," and I was like, let's talk," you know.
Yeah, I would say people lives in a, like, I would say most of us lives in a little bubble. Let's say work, gym, and then home with roommates or uni friends, but that you have a very small social circle, so you can't really have the opportunity to meet someone new. Let's say if you break up with your significant other, and if I were a dude, I couldn't really go after the girl because, you know, the bro code, right?
Okay.
Exactly. So you have to create some new sort of form of ways to meet up with new people without jeopardizing the friendship in your little, you know.
Yeah, understood. Is that why
She's
you
at home.
were testing the waters with the fake profile, just to
No.
see the quality of men out there? or-
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say I was just curious how the market looks like right now.
How do we do?
Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Bear or bull?
Okay, so here's the thing. On Hinge, I believe they have some sort of big data to track how long you have stayed on this profile for how long.
Yeah,
so they
right.
would automatically generate the age,
likeness.
or the Caucasian, or 5'10" people, or, you know, Christians, or, you know.
5'10", aka 6 foot on Hinge.
I don't really care.
Height doesn't matter, right?
Height doesn't really matter as long as he's taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
That's a tough ask. You just cut out like,
Oh yeah.
you know, that bell curve.
Too bad, boys. Too bad.
This guy's having a hard day.
Yeah.
Too bad, short kings.
It's fine.
So, if you actually saw someone that you thought was cute, were you actually gonna do anything?
Not really.
Just there.
I don't really know how to pull guys. I don't really know what to do.
Trust me, you don't have to do much.
very
on
easy.
These apps. Yeah.
Okay.
Just say hello.
Yeah.
Okay, hello.
Because most girls don't show any interest in you, right? So if you show 0.1%, you're like, oh wow, she loves me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Mostly, I would say I'm the old school way, so I would prefer the guys to do the approaching, and I can catch up with the rhythm or not. If not, we can be friends.
Do guys approach you?
Not really.
Oh.
We're back.
We were talking about the power of these guys, the coders, right? And we're saying that they control what you get recommended. Therefore, they can control kind of like the collective community's idea of what is right, what is wrong, what is popular, what is in, what is out. Do you think that is too much power to have? Do you think that should be moderated? And I think your answer was?
No.
Oh, fuck no.
Fuck no.
It's my people.
I back my people. Yeah, I would say because we're not actually acting in this emotional way. I would say we're more of a 1 and 0 way. So we're trying to
Binary.
Yeah, binaries. We're using mostly just trying to use the logic to try and to give you the recommendations that you want. Let's say you're interested. So if you look on the phone for like 20 minutes, or you said something on the phone, be like, "Hey Siri, can you grab me the nearest hotel? Could you recommend me where's the hospital?" So this is where the big data pops up, and then we will recommend you what we thought that you might be interested in. Actually, to be more accurate, we can even tell which corner of the phone you were looking at, so we can precisely recommend you with the things that you want to
You guys
see.
know that stuff. You can record that data.
Yeah.
I do that in my company. I was gonna say,
Okay. I didn't know that.
So that's not the issue, I think. The issue is not recommending. I think it's just them doing their job, right? The issue is that, social media companies make their money through advertising, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to get exposed to more ads the more you stay on the app. So the incentive is a bit nefarious. It's a bit evil, don't you think? Because the main motivator there is for them to keep you on the app solely to make money. So they're doing a good job in that sense. They're doing their job because they're keeping you on the app. But is that the right thing to do? Because you're just exposing you to more and more ads, more and more crazy shit. Because, have you ever heard that saying, if it bleeds, it leads?
Yeah.
It's like crazy stuff gets people looking. So I think that sort of concept gets promoted because that's exciting, it's new, that's what's going to keep you there. So it creates this kind of feedback loop that's kind of negative for society overall, I believe.
No,
No, you disagree?
I disagree.
You're making me feel like this guy's shit singing right now. Holy crap.
All right, if you can make one change to any social media app, we'll go with Hinge actually.
Why do you disagree? That's not,
sorry.
That was a long-ass question. Why do you disagree with it?
I would say people, as I said before, once again, people have to have their own control of the amount of time they spend on social media, and have their own judgments, and then have their own perspectives among things instead of just getting lead by someone else's opinion. Let's say books. Would you say books are bad in general? I wouldn't say so.
So you're saying you're putting the onus on the individual to make their own decisions for their own life.
Exactly.
But, people get addicted to gambling, people get addicted to alcohol. There are services out there for these people to help them. The government steps in and tries to help them out.
Everything exists for a reason. So
I'm getting philosophical now.
okay, exactly. So social media exists because we need to communicate with the same group of people that we have. Let's say our friends, or maybe if you like hiking, and then you can find #hiking, and then you can find the same interest.
Have you ever done this?
No. I don't
They're all fucking weirdos, so I don't do that shit.
I don't do hiking because I'm not a sporty girl, and I would say it's more of about to spread the idea and sharing your life, but the industries are just taking advertisements just so they can keep up with the business, and they can maybe sometimes upgrade the app to make it much more convenient. But I really don't like Meta, by the way.
Meta? 3, 2, 1, fuck Meta.
The question I was going to ask is, I was going to let you choose the app, but maybe we'll go with Hinge because you're the first one that we've talked about dating. If you can make any change to the app, so you own the app, what would you do?
Maybe make it reciprocal choice, because on Hinge it has to be the girl swiping right.
Yeah, I think there's a good reason for that though.
Yeah, I think it should be a reciprocal choice.
Then it's just like any other dating app. I think that's its unique selling point, right? Because
Okay, I'm just gonna say this in a very bogan way. When have you ever seen an egg swim to a sperm?
is that bogan?
That's very bogan.
What?
That's very
No.
I'm
No,
sorry,
it's
but
not,
like
it's not.
Do
It's
bogans know
it's
the
not.
word? Those words?
I don't know. I'm just
Bogan will be like, when the fuck have you seen, mate? Like fucking
Bogans aren't aware of contraception or...
contraception?
Yeah.
Putting on a condom? What is that?
I'm gonna get cancelled. That's fine. But that's the general idea. I would say it's more like the men should put a bit more effort in order to pursue the girls, right? Of course, we can choose.
Women have one egg and men have millions of sperm, right? So women have to be more selective.
No, but I was just saying that an egg. When have you ever seen an egg swim to a sperm? Never. It's always a sperm swim.
So we're all about equality in society now, right?
Analogy. Like it
I know we're talking about equality.
Maybe some eggs should start swimming.
We'll see about the revolution, huh? Okay, so here's the thing. I would say equality is generally promoted in Western society, but what about the paycheck? What if the girl has an abortion?
We're getting into
Do
a
it.
deep rabbit hole
Earn the
now.
money, have the abortion.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can
Grab that money.
Okay, we can do the abortion, but you know that it could highly damage our body and uterus, so we could never ever be fertile again.
Just don't get pregnant.
Exactly. So don't have sex.
I mean, now you're talking.
Now we're talking, huh? So we're
Are we?
talking about equalities. We're talking about 50-50 split in the bills.
Who has sex? It's for losers.
I don't know. Who is this? I don't know. I'm just some stranger on the street.
Sex is for losers, dog. No sex, right? No sex, right? Fuck sex. Sex is for losers.
Hey,
You agree?
Hey, how you going, man?
What do you want to say? What do you want to tell the people?
When you become very social, you become the media.
Hey, there you go.
Bro. Big things.
I am not homeless, but everywhere is home. So I am home.
Damn.
That's very strange.
Okay.
This guy fucks.
Dude. Okay. All right. Splitting bills, equality.
Yeah,
And
right,
then
right.
women doesn't get much opportunities. We know the glass ceiling exists in the workplace.
There's a bamboo ceiling too.
Yeah, I would say so. And I would say we're getting 60 to 70% of what the same workload as women.
You're getting more work but less money. Is that-
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a whole nother discussion. I think, are you comparing the same careers, same jobs, or are you comparing an average of all? Because, you know, there are some jobs with more risk or some jobs that women just don't like to do and they can pay more because less people don't want to do it, supply and demand.
No, but if we're working on the same workplace, let's say lawyer, trader, or if you work in the IB finance, like let's say you're in the same group team, the guys are always getting promoted while the girls are doing the exact same thing. Maybe she's even trying even harder, but she's not getting promoted because she's around like 30 and then she's about to have kids. She's already engaged and then she's probably going to retire from the workplace because she has a
I
husband.
think it's not worth it to promote that person. Look, I reckon that is true for some cases, but also I think, you know, the reality of life is, especially in work, it's not a meritocracy. So sometimes the people that work the hardest don't get promoted. It's sometimes who you know, who you talk to. Maybe women aren't as good at that part of the work life. Maybe they are technically better. Maybe they do work harder, but that's not what gets people jobs and gets people promoted. Like, I'm an idiot and I have a nice job. Is it because I'm a man or is it because I can talk shit?
I would say connections and the compatibilities are.
Yeah, we're human, right? We like to connect to people. We don't really care about what you do and who you know. It's how you talk.
Still, it exists because me as a woman, I know the difference, and I know
I can't know because I'm not a woman, so
exactly. And I'm an Asian woman, so I know all the
double
standards, the two-way rules. It's quite harsh, but it's okay.
Okay. All right. I think we're good for now.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I think we went on a giant roller
We talked
coaster
about everything.
that we thoroughly enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
The camera died.
Yeah, we
We
came
had
back.
a random guest appearance as well, which was fun.
He's not homeless. Home is everywhere, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where's to live by?
All right.
Thank you, Rachel.
Peace. All right. Thanks for coming.
Bye bye. Thank you very much. Did you say you got ice cream? All right, welcome, man. We have Kiko with us.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, man. Tarek and
Ivan.
Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan.
Where,
It's good pronunciation.
where are you from?
oh, here we go.
Suspicious. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I'm from, well, I was born in Sydney.
I was born in Sydney too.
Does your last name end in IC?
It's red, blue, and another
Yeah,
color.
there
I
you go,
assume that
there
maybe
you
there's
go.
white somewhere.
It's a Serbian Orthodoxy.
Oh, is it? I've never seen that.
What race are you?
What race?
Why are you called Ivan?
You know, there's Ivans in the world. They're from South America. There's
Okay,
Ivans
South
from
American,
Russia.
You're South American.
I'm Croatian, my friend.
Oh, you're Croatian? We don't fight here. This is Sydney.
This
There's
is
a guy
Sydney.
singing Chinese over there. But no one understands him. They're all having a good time. So this is Sydney.
Exactly. And just I do pičko materinu,
Better things to do than fight.
But yeah, so today, thanks for stopping and waiting, man. I really appreciate it.
What made you stop, actually? You saw the sign, or like, what were your thoughts when you saw it?
I saw this, and you know, there's always people doing it in America, you know,
Yeah,
New
yeah.
York subways, blah blah. There's always stuff happening, but it seems like no one here in Sydney is really connecting. I mean, you can pull anyone over, and they probably don't want to talk to you. So this is like a nice thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good change. People are scared to talk to each other a little bit in Sydney, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's
Are you?
No, not me. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I don't know, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. So today we went to talk about social media, as you probably saw from the sign. And do you have any social media? Do you have any? Do you use any of the apps?
Yeah, I have a rough relationship with them, but
What do you use?
Instagram and I have Facebook, but Facebook that's like I barely have it, you know.
Your mum and dad type shit.
Yeah, man, it's just for my family and that's it. But I have Instagram. I use it as a sort of, I take photos. I have my little photo apparatus here. Everyone knows what this is. This little
Back in the day.
thing. That's right. And then I
instant
take
camera.
that. I put it on my Instagram and I make memories. That's what I do. That's what I use my Instagram.
That sounds wholesome, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's it. You make memories.
So you said you have a rough relationship with
Yeah.
your social media. So elaborate on that. What's so rough about it?
Oh, that was more of a little joke because I used to have social media and then I'll delete it because I didn't like talking to people on there. But it seems to me that, in my experience, mostly people just want to have, you know, a lot of people add it and then they want to show people what they're doing, when vaguely put, no one really cares what you're doing.
Yeah, but you have it as well, and you put stuff on there because you want people to see it too, right?
Oh, I put it as like sort of like an open diary that like everyone can sort of read. You don't put your deepest secrets on there, but you put photos and then how you're feeling in a certain moment. That's what I use it for. And then if someone likes it, that's fair enough. But I don't necessarily put it for them to like. I think that the issue
for you, right?
It's for me. Yeah, that's right. It's just like a public sort of. If anyone wants to have a gaze at
a record of your memories in a way.
I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it was always intended to be, like a kind of timeline of your life and what you do.
Yeah, right. Well, recently, I mean, since I've been sort of in that sort of system, I feel like people just use it to promote themselves, like their body, their mind.
Yeah.
Not in a way that is creative, but rather in a way that begs, attention, and that's maybe one of the vices of this city, where no one's talking to each other. Maybe that's just what we need to do.
People just do things for the likes, and that kind of creates like a certain type of content, right? That people are gonna do what gets likes and what gets attention, so they all start conforming onto the same ideas in the same ways.
Yes, sir. That's why this guy's here singing popular songs from TikTok that everyone knows. He's singing on his guitar, trying to get some chump change. Chinese guy's doing his own thing, but everyone. That's okay. People are afraid to say Chinese now. You're right, though. I mean, what you see most often. I mean, if I scroll through my Instagram, obviously all these technologies, they track you and they cookies everywhere, But I see so many females that they're sort of fairly good looking, but they just post pictures of themselves and not what they're actually doing in their life. So
is there something wrong with that? Some people work hard for their bodies. They want to show it off, and some people like looking at them. So there's a demand, there's a market, and they're filling that demand, right?
I mean, I'm a culprit of looking at these.
Oh, we all look at it. It's all good.
I mean, I pick and choose. I can't look at every single female. I used to follow heaps of them, but
it's not a good look if you meet a new girl, particularly, and then they add me on Instagram and they see your followers. It's like 1,000 chicks, and it's like.
I don't care. I don't know. I don't think that it's an accurate portrayal of just anyone. I mean, if I saw you doing this online, then you're obviously going to show certain bits you're not going to show. People are afraid to say Chinese now. And maybe I can get a good grasp of who you are. You have all these relationships with people, and like no one gets to see that, and it's just it doesn't show you the full picture, especially with these photos of girls. They're all sort of doing the same thing, and I feel like there's an underlying tone. I don't care if you're whatever you're.
There's a lack of authenticity to social media. You can see photos of someone, but you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what they're actually like, what they like to talk to. Is that what you're getting at?
I reckon they're self-centered. It seems that way. And then when you sort of grow up young with this, look at my body, and especially if they're sort of everything's going more towards like a risque style. You can see girls walking around with their bra. Just a bra and like some pants and whatever, and it seems like it defeats the whole olden sort of traditional style of dressing, where there was something to unpack when
you still got to take off the bra.
Well, yeah. But women would hide their bodies in this nice, like, beautiful dress, and
Alhamdulillah.
No. I didn't say that at all. No. But I don't know. There was a bit of mystery there. And now it's just sort of they're putting it all on display, but then also just a lack of communication in general. I don't know if that's because of social media. I reckon it could be, because now it's more texting and less like sort of vocal.
Well, we're supposed to be the most connected we've ever been, but a lot of people are more lonely and depressed than we've ever been. So there's
sounds like something my mum would say, right?
Oh, it's true.
It's true though.
It's true. It's a funny thing. It's like
your mum's a smart woman.
Shout out to my mum.
Your mum. Shout out to my mum.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Sure, real one. This guy's mum.
My mum. That's a funny thing. I don't know what that's called. Is it like Freud? Something, I don't know. Freudian.
Oh, we're going down that route. Kiko. It's
I don't know what that is. I'm
it's a PG podcast.
What's your point?
I know what he's. I know the point he's trying to make.
Liking.
No,
You're talking about the mums.
I know
you're talking about mums.
I know you're trying to say.
No, I'm not.
Social media.
I don't think anyone knows what I'm trying to say.
No,
I think I'm trying to say is like the thing that the thing that you sort of want. I mean, like now we have this, social media. It's sort of like a funny oxymoronic situation. That's what I was trying to say. I sound really dumb right now, but it's like
what's the oxymoron?
Well, it's talking is so abundant that no one uses it anymore.
Right.
Chatting and communicating and exchanging information is so abundant that no one really seems to do it properly anymore. And it's like it's just a funny little thing, I could talk to anyone I want to. I could almost even contact President Trump on Twitter and have him see
Shout out.
with his own eyes, but it just seems like saying hi to your mate next door just isn't an option anymore.
You can see that social media as well can kind of become like an echo chamber of ideas, whether that's good or bad, right? So ideas spread like wildfire. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Everyone's got an opinion now, and sometimes the wrong people's opinions get out there, and it can cause like real damage, right?
There's so many brains working all at once now that it
like President Trump, peace be upon him.
I like his face. I don't know about his politics.
Out of the deal, baby.
Maybe I like his politics. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think Trump's the biggest feminist. I think.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, when transport wasn't so available, you'd sort of keep tighter circles, and it would seem that natural selection would sort of give you everything that you needed in this tight circle. So one person in the town was an engineer, the other person was something. Someone had something to do. Like I didn't make my point very clear there, but
I know what you mean. Yeah, I think it's unnatural for human beings to have this many social connections. I think we're not wired that way.
It's hard to care about what everyone thinks. I've noticed this recently. I mean, there's a lot of music. I'm going to see some bloke play some music, whatever. It's very hard, even with popular bands. I love listening to music. I listen to it all the time, but I get a headache because of how many people want to say things, how many people want to create things, because you cannot follow it all. And that's what used to be cool about music here, like in the 90s, when just before the phones and that, you can only hear about foreign bands very rarely on the news, and they were very big,
like word of mouth and stuff.
Word of mouth. And now people followed bands much more closely here that were local. You have Carnival and all these Cog and Silverchair, Midnight Oil.
Whilst that's nostalgic and cool, don't you think that social media now has given rise to the ability for people that never would have made a band in the first place? Now they can have their band, and now they can get seen and get known. It gives them that kind of opportunity that once they didn't have. I know it's nostalgic and everything back in the day, but I think it's for the greater good.
Well, it's not just about nostalgia, man. It's if you only have a finite amount of things to use, then you'll sort of make the most of them. And then when you have an excess of things, it just seems that way that people struggle to sort of sift through all the unnecessary things. And now the problem is with that, when you have so many people connected from everywhere. I mean, I can talk to some guy from Taiwan now if I wanted to. I'll find him somehow. You know what I mean?
Still on that China thing. That's a dicey topic.
All right. Well,
glad you said Taiwan, right? Not China.
All right, Mongolia. I can talk to some guy from Mongolia if he has the internet. And I mean, there's so many people. They're all doing similar things. And now an example of this is music, and how now if you want to start, anyone here can start making music. And that's the issue, that anyone can here start making the music, because there's so many people. Who's going to listen? There's not enough people to listen because everyone's making things. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you think about this, but I think that's a beautiful part of society now, is that anyone can be a creator. I think, with the advent of AI and stuff, all these boring jobs, like redundant jobs where you got data entry, all these sort of things, they're going to get phased out. And I think what's going to be left is creativity. Because I don't know about you, but I think that's what humanity enjoys the most. And that's what I think we're here for. If we had everything else taken care of, we would do creative jobs. Social media is just making more opportunities for people to pursue those routes.
Are you studying or working at the moment?
I just enrolled in uni, Open Universities. I'm beginning there, and but before that I did TAFE for a year in surveying, and I'm a surveyor.
You're a surveyor. Cool.
So that's basically what I do.
I expect a measured response on the next question.
If you could do anything, so money doesn't really matter, would you choose a creative job like music or art or like whatever, or would you go down like hypothetically that surveyor route? Just
technical
yeah.
route.
Well, those questions are hard because there's no. You sort of have to take away reality for that to happen.
Take away money. So you're doing what you want to do. Essentially, is the point of the question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just I'd be in a band. That's pretty much all I do most days is listen to interviews.
Yeah,
sort of
right.
like this.
Yeah.
But there's different styles of interviews. There's talk show interviews. There's podcasts. There's smaller scale interviews. But I basically listen to that and music. And I don't know. I'm just sort of enthralled by this this world that people can live in. And I know there's secrets behind the door. But I suppose if you take money away, then I'll just do what this guy's doing right now. Hopefully the mic picks it up. But just music.
I hope it doesn't pick it up.
You hope he doesn't pick it up. That'd be bad.
Because it's going to ruin everything.
It's going to ruin everything. It's playing very loud. Yeah, I suppose I'll just do music and entertain people. But
So something creative. And a lot of people would say that social media, that's probably a big positive. People can choose something that they're genuinely passionate about.
Yeah.
And if you start posting about it every day, kind of like what we're doing in a way, eventually maybe you can make a career out of it. Maybe you can make it your living, right?
You asked me that question, and I can't imagine just money disappearing and just like doing photos and that. I feel like it just wouldn't make sense. Like I might have to go and like chop trees and do something physical to, because doing physical stuff like that and mentally challenging like mathematical puzzles and being forced to do it for work. I feel like that's it's very healthy for your brain to.
Yeah. There's more positives to doing it other than just money.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because creative stuff is a curse. Some people that are considered musical geniuses, artistic geniuses, man, they've been cursed with all sorts of mental health issues. So I feel like if we take away things that people don't like doing that are inherently good for them, and just giving them what they want, it's not maybe the most beneficial.
Yeah.
Do you think that these companies that design these algorithms for social media, do you think they are a little bit evil? Because social media companies make their money through advertising, right? And so they design these algorithms to keep you on their page, on their website, on their app as long as possible. Do you think it's their fault that we are so addicted, or do you think it's our own and we should take some responsibility in that?
Well, it's a tough thing. I mean, everyone has to be born and taught things. You can't learn any other way. You can go out and observe things, but at some point someone's going to have to sit you down and give you a book and tell you how things are, because you're not going to, that's why we have Jordan Peterson and
GOAT.
Yeah, GOAT. He writes this book and it just gives you all these keys and you just start unlocking doors. But someone has to go through a lot of work to do this and then teach someone else. So if no one's teaching you as a young person what's sort of right and wrong, or what could happen, what couldn't happen. Because me and you probably know that the news is full of shit. Can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear. It's all good.
Hey.
No swearing. The racism's okay, but no swearing.
The news is full of shit. The news is full of shit. But now you see Americans go and they have 2 news outlets and whatever. That's a different story over there. But they just like believe everything they say, and it's a very different thing. So do you blame the American for not being taught that, or the news for being so sounding realistic? I don't know. It's a tough call. The way I like to think of it is I know what's sort of going on. I have some level of skepticism. I have a level of skepticism, so I feel like it's just the game. If someone's walking around here and they're trying to bash someone, that's the game. Right? You don't want to stand next to that guy. You sort of have to be aware and judge things for yourself, and you don't judge yourself too harshly if you fall victim to this, because everyone's falling victim to TikTok and that, and that's the point of those programs. I mean, they're trying to get something out of you that you're not supposed to give away. Maybe
your attention.
Maybe, yeah. That's it.
It's our rapper here. Thanks for stopping by. Where you headed off now?
Good chatting to you, buddy.
I am headed off.
It's not Kiko.
Sorry, what? Am I saying it wrong?
Kiko.
Not Kiko.
Kiko.
That's literally what he said.
Kiko.